Good morning, class. Welcome to Arjun English School. In 11th account, today our new chapter that is trial balance that we are going to start here. First of all, we have to understand the meaning of trial balance. Okay, so in simple way, after completing all ledger posting, after completing all ledger posting, the closing balance of individual accounts that are transferred to trial balance and trial balance itself shows that whether our full procedure that are correct or not, and another meaning that is it is prepared before the final accounts of the business. Okay, so now first of all you have to understand the clear meaning as per the book. Yes, trial balance is a statement which shows the debit balance and credit balance disclosed in mathematically correct means first of all we have to identify the transactions that are economic or not. Then after we prepared journal entry, then after we prepared ledger posting on the basis of journal entry as well as subsidiary books as well as cash book. And after completing this all procedure we have to prepare trial balance. It is a statement which simply denotes the debit balance and credit balance are mathematically correct. Means if you have incurred any mistake in any of the journal entry or ledger posting or finding out closing balance, then our trial balance will not be tally. So here you have to understand very carefully that it shows simply our mathematically correction. Here, if total of debit balance and total of credit balance is identical means we can say it is similar. So then it can be said that trial balance is mathematically correct. Simple. This chapter is very simple. In examination, it can be asked for 4 to 5 marks, but be ready because it is our you can say that it is very simple chapter and it is our simple earnings for this chapter trial balance. Okay, so here debit balance and credit balance are mathematically correct means debit balance and credit balance both are identical. We can say that debit and credit are tally to each other. Okay, then after trial balance is prepared for respective day. Example, prepared on 31st March. It means this trial balance can be, it is not prepared daily basis, not monthly basis. It is prepared maybe on yearly basis, where from 1st April to 31st March, each transactions are recorded in journal entry as well as ledger posting, and the closing balance of ledger posting are transferred to trial balance. Means it is prepared on specific day, not daily or monthly basis. Got it? Then after characteristics, it is a statement as we have earlier discussed that it is a statement. It is not an account and cannot be treated as an account. Then after specific period means for 12 months or it can be less than for 12 months. Next, mathematically accuracy means debit balance and credit balance are disclosed and accuracy of both the account, both the balance is determined by the trial balance. Means we have earlier discussed that our debit balance as well as credit balance must be identical. Then double entry system. Wherever double entry system is used, trial balance will be prepared. Means it is not necessary that trial balance is prepared for specific business, specific entity, but every entity which follows double entry system in modern generation, we all companies, all business organizations are followed double entry system, it means a trial balance is compulsory for all those entities. It means we can say in another way, it is not prepared for traditional system. In earlier generation, accounts are prepared by traditional way manually, and in which they pass single entries for each transactions. But now, as per the double entry system that we have to study, it is called modern concept and trial balance that we have to prepare in each cases. And pre-stage of final accounts. Here, the main conclusion to prepare all these types of accounts is to determine whether the company has incurred profit or loss. Now, if the company has incurred profit or it may be a loss, but it can be determined only on the basis of trial balance, because it uh, here the significance of trial balance is most important in final accounts. In part 2, when we prepare final accounts, trial balance already given in the question to prepare the final accounts, means it is, we can say that it is the pre stage of final accounts. Got it? Then after, objectives. Here, objectives means there is arithmetical accuracy. Arithmetical accuracy means in while preparing the journal entry as well as ledger posting, accountant may incur some type of clerical mistake, some types of any other arithmetical mistake, or maybe it is a mistake of uh, it's subjective. So now here, arithmetical accuracy, that here it can be determined by preparing trial balance, because if debit balance and credit balance are not identical, then we have to here assume that there must be some error while preparing these accounts. Second, locate error and their rectification. Because if we prepare final accounts and then after we find some mistake, then there are more issues created into the business, and therefore before preparing final accounts we have to check that our trial balance are identical or not. If they are identical, it means कि our errors are removed. It means कि errors as well as its rectification can be done by preparing trial balance. Got it? Then after, easy preparation of final accounts. As we have earlier discussed, it is the pre-stage of preparation of final accounts, means by preparing trial balance, our task becomes more easy and without any arithmetical mistakes, and we can find the mistakes as well as rectify such entries before preparing the final accounts. Next, balance of accounts. Balance of each account which is included in the accountant's book is disclosed in trial balance. Thus, the balance of any account is available from a trial balance. It means if I want to find out any balance of debtor or any balance of creditor, then it is not, there is no need to check each and every entries of journal entry full accounts, but finally at last on basis of trial balance we can exactly match the amount, means outstanding balance which we have to collected or payable to debtor as well as creditors respectively. It means trial balance becomes it is helpful to us to find out the outstanding balance of each debtor, creditor as well as fixed assets, capital, drawings, etc. Got it? Next one, methods for preparation of trial balance. Number one, total method. Here we can say that it is a format of total method where Here, this type of trial balance particulars means name of accounts, ledger folio, total of debit side, total of credit side. Here, the balance is that given in the question, and on the basis of this balance, we have to put the debit side as well as credit side entry, and at last, if total of debit and credit are equal, then we can say that our trial balance are exactly correct. And second one is balance method, means every closing balance of each ledger account that are transferred to trial balance. And here you can see that trial balance, there are some rules regarding like what are the debit entries and what are the credit entries that I am explaining later on. But here you can see that here the balance of each individual ledger accounts are transferred to trial balance. Here it is on credit side, then in trial balance it is recorded on debit side. Simple. Then after, here there are some explanations regarding debit balance and credit balance, but as I have said, I will explain it later on. Okay. This is the another way that we can prepare a trial balance. Earlier format is name of accounts, LF, debit and credit. Now there is another format for trial balance, debit amount, credit amount. In both the way, we can prepare the trial balance, and finally the total of debit as well as credit must be tally. So now I am going to start a practical examples on the basis of trial balance and such some rules regarding trial balance that I am explaining right now. Okay, here you can see that here it is the column for particular, then after debit entries and credit entries. Now these things that you have to remember, be careful. First of all, like capital balance, capital has a credit balance, so amount that are written on credit side, drawing debit side, all types of assets. All types of assets means it includes fixed assets, investment as well as current assets. All types of assets recorded on debit side, all types of liability that are includes current liability as well as non-current liability. It includes loan also recorded on credit side, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. All types of income recorded on credit side, and all types of expense recorded on debit side. And last, opening stock has a debit balance. That's it. Here I have prepared the very easy summary to understand this, like capital has a credit balance, drawing has a debit balance, opposite entry. Then after, all types of asset has a debit balance, liabilities has a credit balance. Income has a credit balance, expense has a debit balance, opening stock has a debit balance. And yes, like purchase and sales return, purchase and sales return has a debit balance, and sales and purchase return both have credit balance. This is point number 7th, 8th and 9th. And now after completing this, we are starting sums from your textbook. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to start question number 4. Trial balance of Shri Praveen as on 31st March 2016. Here in the question they have provided some accounts and accounting entries along with amount. Now we have to identify simply whether it has a debit balance or credit balance. That's it. First of all, opening stock. Opening stock recorded on debit side. Opening stock amount 7440. Wages has a debit entry 4000. Wages is our expense. Sales recorded on credit side 48,000. Repairing is our expense recorded on debit side 800. Tax, that is also our expense recorded on debit side. Land and building, it is our assets recorded on debit side 2400. Plant and machinery, it is also our assets recorded on debit side 3000. Electricity expense, it is our expense recorded on debit side 920. Capital has a credit balance 16,000. Office salary has a debit balance, it is our expense. Patent, it is intangible asset, means assets recorded on debit side 440. Bank balance, it is our asset recorded on debit side 1800. Bank loan is our liability recorded on credit side 1760. Carriage inward, it is our expense recorded on debit side. Amount 1200. Purchase, it is our expense recorded on debit side. It is like our expense recorded on debit side 30,000. Carriage outward, it is also expense recorded on debit side. Okay. Carriage outward 600. Debtors, here there is a no space, so I am writing here for debit entries. Here debtor recorded on debit side 8,000. Then after, cash balance. Cash balance, it is our assets recorded on debit side for 80 rupees. Loose tools, it is our assets recorded on debit side 720. Creditors, it is our liability recorded on credit side 3200. Sundry income, it is our liability, sorry, it is our income, so recorded on credit side sundry income 240. Office furniture, it is our assets recorded on debit side 240. At last, goodwill is our intangible assets recorded on debit side for 6000 rupees. So finally, our sum is complete, and now we have to do a total of debit side as well as credit side. Now, here credit side total, I am writing here amount total is 69200, and debit side from here total of these two, and at last total of debit side is 69200. So finally you can see that our debit side as well as credit side total are match, it is identical to each other, so there is no arithmetical errors are in the question, and our sums are finally complete. Okay, so now today's session is over. In next class we are further studied regarding this chapter, and thank you.